Look how incredible her skin looks just after doing one easy thing. Stop listening to these social media influencers. Do not waste another dime of your money buying these products that they're shoving down your throat. You don't need it. They don't work. You see all kinds of beauty products coming out nowadays. Every single week there's a new product, there's a new magical cure, there's a new miracle cream that's gonna solve your skincare routine problems. But they don't work. All these influencers are pushing you to buy all this stuff and break your bank because they get a commission off this and they want to get paid. Do not fall for this trick. There's a reason they want you to keep buying all of these products every week, spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these products, and you're hoping that it's going to save the day. But they don't care. They just want your money. They're selling you the product. They know that it's not going to work and they're getting paid for it. Stop falling for this trap. So if you're like a lot of other people and are just super tired of wasting your money on these products that you're not seeing any results from, stay tuned for the rest of this video so you can unlock the secret on how to get youthful, radiant, and beautiful skin. You don't want to miss a thing. Now, the key to have truly glowing skin and age-defying skin, it's not hard. It's actually really easy. It's not rocket science, but you are gonna need a couple things. One, you're gonna need a simple tool, and two, you're gonna need to give yourself a few minutes of time once or twice a month. And if just doing two small, simple things just once or twice a month is too hard, then you might as well give up trying to find the solution for great healthy skin, because this is literally the easiest thing you can do to have truly great looking skin for little to no money. But if you're finally ready to see some real results, let's get into what you guys need to be able to do this. So before we get into that simple tool that you guys need to be able to do this for your glowing skin, you kind of need to know what we're actually doing. So the process that I'm going to be showing you guys is called dermaplaning. And basically what that is derma for the skin and planing is leveling out. So you're basically getting rid of that top layer of dead skin so that new skin cells can come up to the surface. But you're probably wondering, that sounds expensive. How much does it actually cost? Well, dermaplaning services typically cost around $200. But wait, you don't need to spend that much money. You can do it yourself at home. You don't need to go find a service and a professional to be able to do this. You can do this at home for little to no money. Let me show you how. So to be able to do this for yourself or have someone around you be able to do it for you, you need that one simple tool that I told you guys about. And what that tool is a dermaplaning razor. Now it's a small little razor that helps exfoliate your skin, gets rid of all the dead cells, and allows the new cells to come up and flourish, resulting in radiant, glowing skin. And these are super simple to use and aren't super expensive at all. You can get a pack for under $10. And it's super great to use because it's cut safe, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself. They have these little guards that guard the skin from the razor, so you don't have to worry about being super careful. It's just gonna glide across your skin. Now, when I do it for my wife, I use a straight razor holder and straight razors. Now, I don't recommend you getting a straight razor because it can be a little bit dangerous. This is just what I use. I've been doing this for 5 years now, so I have the experience, but I don't recommend letting a beginner yourself or somebody else doing it for you using this method, because it can be a little bit more dangerous. But if you get a dermaplaning razor, those are super safe. You can use it on yourself, or if you have a spouse, you can teach them how to do it and you'll have no problems. And ever since I started doing this process on my wife, she asks me all the time, can you shave my face? Can you exfoliate my face with your razor? Because that's how healthy and glowing her skin looks. She's a true testament of that. She loves it. She feels so great afterwards because it really does make her skin glow. And I usually do it about once a month for her. You can probably get away with doing it twice a month, but once a month will be fine. If you can allot that time for yourself, just give yourself a few minutes. It shouldn't take too long, but I'll go into the process for you guys of how I do it, and you can kind of copy that process and see what works for you, and then you'll find the results of how your skin looks afterwards. And trust me, you're gonna be amazed. It is amazing. There's no magical cream that you have to use that you're gonna spend $500 on. That's not gonna work. This is truly the fountain of youth, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it right now. All right, so before you do any work, you wanna make sure that your hands are clean and sanitized. Make sure you wash them thoroughly. You don't wanna be touching your skin with dirty hands, spreading germs, and adding dirt to the face, especially with exfoliated skin. You wanna prevent any infections that can happen, so make sure that you wash your hands and make sure that they're clean. If you're doing this by yourself at home using a dermaplaning razor, you basically want to use a razor gliding across the skin at a 45-degree angle. You don't want to push into your skin, or you might risk cutting yourself, and you don't want that to happen. So basically, I'm showing you guys with my straight razor. I don't have any dermaplaning razors because I'd rather do this process with a straight razor. Like I said, I'm comfortable with it. I've been doing this forever, so I have experience. But if you have your dermaplaning razor, basically you're just gonna glide across the skin, and you can even stretch the skin to make the skin more flat. It's gonna make it easier for that razor to glide across the skin. It's not gonna hang up on any loose skin. You wanna make sure that it's nice and tight anywhere that you're shaving. And like I said, you're just gonna have that razor 45-degree angle. You're not pressing in, and you're just letting the razor glide across the skin. And you can either do this dry or with some sort of moisturizer. And you can do this process dry, but if you have sensitive skin or just don't want to irritate the skin, then I recommend making your skin moist and softened, either by a shaving gel, a shaving cream, a cream moisturizer, or even just water. It's gonna make your work way easier that way. But if you don't want to do this by yourself and you do have somebody to do it for you, you can have your significant other do this. And guys, pay attention, because this is a huge tip for you. If you can do this for them, they'll really appreciate it a lot, and they're gonna love you for it. Trust me. And if you're a professional that knows how to use a straight razor, I definitely recommend using this over the dermaplaning razors. It's just gonna give you a better shave. It's gonna get closer to the skin, and it's gonna exfoliate better, giving you better results than just using the dermaplaning razor. But you do have to know what you're doing. I don't recommend using this if you've never used one before, because you can cut somebody. They are that sharp. You don't wanna be messing around with this if you don't know what you're doing. And this is how the skin is looking before the treatment, but you're definitely gonna wanna make sure you stay to the end to see how fresh and rejuvenated your skin looks. But before you do any razor work, you wanna make sure that the skin is prepped so that the razor can glide easily over the skin. You really wanna make sure that the skin is nice and soft and the pores are open, so that when you go and use your razor, it's just gonna glide over the skin super easy, and you're not gonna have any hiccups. And so to get the skin nice and soft and ready to work with, you're gonna wanna use a hot towel and some sort of moisturizer. Like I said, I use a shaving gel just because it's the easiest way to see what you're doing with your work. You can use a shaving cream, but they're not clear, so it's kind of hard to see what you're doing. You can also use any sort of moisturizer, and you can also use water. But for me personally, I like using shaving gel. It's gonna make the skin super soft, and that razor is just gonna glide super easy. And luckily I have a hot towel machine, so I can make sure that my towels are actually really hot for the skin. But if you don't have one, that's perfectly fine. Just grab a face towel, run it under some water, and throw it in the microwave for about a minute. And you can check on that and see if it is at a good temperature. Just pop it in for an extra 30 seconds if it's not, and you should be good to go. But if you're doing this by yourself and don't have any help, and you just want to do it the quickest way possible, just run that facial towel under the sink, under hot water, and apply it to your face, and you should be fine. And before you apply the hot towel, you just want to make sure that you check on your wrists to see if it's too hot for your client. If it's not, you're good to go. You're just going to place it over the lips and over the forehead and the eyes. And you're going to leave that on for about a minute or so, just to make sure that the skin is nice and warm and moisturized. And after that first hot towel is done, next you're going to use your moisturizer, and you're just going to apply it all around the face, and you're going to massage that in before you put on your second hot towel. So you are going to need 2 hot towels for this. just to make sure that the skin is nice and ready for you to do your razor work. On goes the second towel. Again, you're leaving it on for about a minute. Really making sure that the skin is nice and soft. You just want it to be the easiest possible for you to use your razor. And make sure when you put the towel on, you leave a hole for the nose so that your client can breathe. You don't want to be suffocating your client. Make sure that they're super comfortable and that they can breathe. And now for the second time, you're going to apply your moisturizer, but I'm only going to do it on half of the face because that's what I'm going to be working on with this pass through of the razor. I'm just going to be working on half of the face on the first part, and then I'll work on the second half after this. And make sure that you rub in this moisturizer all around the skin. That way you have no friction between the skin and the blade, and it can do its job perfectly. And now it's time for the razor work. Make sure that your razor holder is sanitized and clean, and make sure that you use a new razor. You don't want to be using dirty equipment on your clients because then you're going to spread infections to them, and that is not good at all. So make sure that everything is sanitized and new. So now we have the skin prepped. And when we take our razor, you want to make sure that you're stretching the skin so it's flat, so that razor can glide across the skin. And when you're pulling the skin, make sure you're pulling it in the opposite direction that you're using that razor. So if I'm bringing it this way, I'm stretching the skin in the opposite direction. So I'm putting my thumb right here so I can stretch the skin, and I'm just going to glide across the forehead like so. Going nice and easy. Again, you're not pushing the razor into the skin because you don't want to cause any cuts on the skin. And so you have that layer of gel and skin. Make sure you have a towel handy so you can wipe that off. The razor is 100% clean, and then you can go for another pass over. So again, I'm stretching the skin. And watch out for your eyebrows. You don't want to cut their eyebrows off. Make sure you're going around those areas and cleaning as you go. You want to make sure that your razor is nice and clean so it's not getting caught up on any dirt and grime, and you can work efficiently. So again, I'm pulling in the opposite direction and I'm bringing that razor down the skin. And if you can see this line right here, that's where the vellus hairs and the dirt and debris is after your razor stroke. That's basically what we're cleaning off. So you're getting rid of all the dead skin cells so that new skin cells can come to the surface. And when I'm doing this, I don't like to use super long strokes. I kind of go in like little strokes as I go through so I can make sure that the razor is just gliding across the skin. And if you have a hard time in some of these areas like the chin or the lip, just make sure that you tell your client to either lower their lip or lift up their mouth so that you can get in those harder reach spaces. So if I can't get in this area, I'll ask my wife to kind of push her lip down so I can get that area and make sure it's nice and flat, and I can bring that razor directly over it. It's just going to make your job a whole lot easier. But I'm going to finish up with the rest of this face shave, and then I'll show you guys the results afterwards. And now that the face is all exfoliated and shaved down, you need to add a moisturizing, hydrating serum. You should apply that all the way around the face that you exfoliated. You're gonna rub that in. And now since it's all saturated into the skin, you're gonna wanna grab a cold towel. Now I just stuck this towel in the fridge to make sure that it's nice and cold. Make sure that it's damp. When you fill the towel up with water, make sure you wring it out. You don't want it dripping. You just want it moist so that you can apply a cold towel. And basically you're applying this cold towel the same as the hot towel. You just want to make sure that that moisturizer that you put on gets locked into the skin. And when you put a cold compress on like this, it's basically going to close the pores. So you just want to make sure that the moisturizer that you use is getting locked into the skin. It's getting closed in those pores to make sure that the skin is nice and hydrated and moisturized. And this is the part where you want to massage the skin. You want to lessen the irritation from the razor and that moisturizer is getting deep in that skin. And now the last thing to finish everything off, you want to grab a moisturizing lotion to emulsify the skin. Just adding another level of moisturization to your skin after you exfoliated everything. And here's the final results. Her skin is looking beautiful and youthful and rejuvenated. It's honestly incredible what this process can do for your skin. And so if you were looking at me thinking, wow, this is impossible, it sounds too good to be true at the beginning of the video, I hope that you guys can believe me now and that this is the secret to having healthy, beautiful, radiant skin and looking the best that you've ever looked before. It's not difficult. You don't have to go find all these magical creams that these influencers tell you to buy because they're not gonna work. It's gonna save you a lot of money. You don't have to go get a service done for $200. You don't have to spend all your money looking for these products that aren't gonna work. And it's gonna save you on that frustration because you found the results, you found something that is going to work, and it's super simple, something that you can do at home. And the best part of this is if you already have a skincare routine set up where you use a special moisturizing cream that you like, you can add this process into your skin routine, and I guarantee you that you're gonna see amazing results afterwards because you're gonna be exfoliating the dead skin. It's gonna allow your skin to breathe and be healthy and glow, and then you're adding the moisture products on top of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Try it for yourself and drop a comment and let me know if you do see the results that I have found for my wife. If you could like this video so that it can be spread out to more people and hopefully they can try this and find those actual results and stop looking and being frustrated about nothing working. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you hit that subscribe button. It really helps support me and grow this channel so that I can help them along the way as well. But it's Pico.Blurred. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.